Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy, Lil Bukkit. We are back with the BC Underground Hip Hop Podcast. I am here with my special guest, Switch.
Yay, yay.
You want to introduce yourself, boy?
Yo, what it is, I'm Switch, man. Instagram, Switch SB underscore, Facebook, Switch Music, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Let's get right into it.
Word, bro. So, what's your home city? Where you at?
Right now, I'm living in Cowichan Bay, which is like just outside of Duncan, like probably about 10 minutes out of Duncan. I spent a lot of time in Nanaimo, and then I was born in like Shawnigan Lake.
Okay.
Yeah, so the island, you know what I'm saying?
You're an island boy, yeah. Safe to
Yeah,
say.
big time.
How much time do you spend on the island? Do you come to the mainland very often?
Yeah, as much as I can, man. I got like some good people out there. I come to Van pretty often because I have my videographer out there, like the main dude who does my video, Forbes.
Word.
So he's out there. So like I usually just take the ferry and go see him. He's done some shows out there, and there's some artists there out there too that I work with. So I'll just stop by and see them or whatever, you know.
Definitely, yeah. I noticed you got a track there with Prada West, so
Yeah, that was in Van.
yeah, you guys shot that here, eh?
Yeah, it was like a parking garage or whatever. It was crazy because when the homie brought me there, I was like, I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? And then when I see like on camera, when you see it, it's just so much different, right? And I was like, oh shit, I know now. I know what you're talking about. Like
the vibe's different than the experience.
Yeah,
right?
definitely, bro. Definitely.
Yeah. So what's your taste in music, man? What kind of stuff did you grow up on? What's your taste in music?
Pretty much like pretty wide variety of hip hop, man. I listen to everything, man, from like new wave shit, you know, like Future, like Young Thug kind of shit, to like, you know, way back, even to underground shit, like Vinnie Paz, Jedi Mind kind of stuff, you know. And I grew up on like, you know, Tupac, Big Pun, you know, like rappers like that, like, you know, obviously like your 50 Cents and your, you know what I mean, those type of cats.
With Banks, yeah, the
yeah, Banks, yeah, super slept on, man,
slept
on.
Yeah, he's probably the best in the squad.
I don't know, like maybe not the most best statement to make currently, but I like Young Buck, man. I like his music, man.
That's hilarious.
I know that he's not looking good right now.
He's kind of getting on him, right? So
yeah, everybody is, man, kicking him while he's down, you know.
Yeah. I listened to a bit of your project there. What would you explain your writing technique to be?
It takes a lot longer than it used to, you know what I'm saying? When I was in groups, because I started off mostly like rapping with other people, right? Like, you know, your homies in high school or whatever. So it always like just write a 16, right? Like write a 12 bar, write a hook, whatever.
I relate.
And yeah, it's like, you know, it was easy. It was like, oh, you're in here, you know what I'm saying? And you may not even have come up with whatever the concept was or whatever. It was just kind of like, all right, you know, like insert your verse here, you know? And like eventually, like with now, man, because like, you know, I'm writing like whole songs most of the time. Like I don't do collabs all that often. It takes a lot longer. Like I might start something, like I might get a beat, and if I like say off the rip, I'm like super inspired. I'm like, yo, this is fire. And I just start scribing right away. And I could like not finish that for weeks, or I could just write that whole song. But what'll happen is like I'll write it, and then because I don't got just a studio at the crib, I used to just have a studio where I lived. So I just write and then just get up and record this shit. But like now I have to book time, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like set up a time that works. So I usually have my shit memorized by the time I even go to record it, just because I've gone over it so many times.
You know? Yeah, that's good. That's good.
It helps, man.
I've noticed you put out quite a bit of work. You got 2 albums already, and I saw that you're dropping a couple more. Hey, you got what, two more albums to drop this year?
Yeah, hopefully, man. I put out fuck, man. I guess I've put out, I guess two, because Dirt on My Hands, I guess, was 2018. Yeah, I'm gonna put out it. Like I got one that's already set to drop, like it's already uploaded and shit. So like I'm committed to, you know what I'm saying? That's on it's gonna drop on like the 21st. I haven't even started like hyping that or anything yet, you know what I'm saying?
Well, you're still you got another project coming out with a video from Sonic Therapy, right?
Exactly. So I wanted to kind of do it in order. Exactly. So I'm gonna drop that on this Saturday, and then I'm gonna start kind of putting other shit into people's minds, and then I'm gonna drop the album a week before I leave on tour for the album.
Okay.
So yeah, man, and then maybe hopefully bang out another one, you know what I'm saying? Maybe if it's like an EP or something, you know.
Where do you tour? Do you go just around the island, or do you come across like
Mm.
BC? Do you go to different
Well,
provinces?
I've only done 3 tours.
Okay.
The first one I did was basically just like trying to think of how many shows it even was. I want to say 6 or 7 shows, something
A
like that.
stabilizer tour, hey?
Yeah, yeah, and it was um Bender from Flight Distance was like the headliner, and Jay Reds came out, and he was kind of like, you know, setting up the tour. Touch from Alberta, he's like, him and NATO do shit or did shit or whatever. And then another cat I can't remember, but yeah, we did like a little. And I was working with Morgan Murray. He's like a singer rapper.
Yeah, I know who Morgan is.
Yeah,
Well, I've heard of him.
he's a good cat. Yeah,
I've heard of that cat.
him and I were in a group. So that was like my first kind of tour experience. And then I did a tour in Alberta like recently as a solo artist, and that was my first time touring as like a solo artist.
Yeah, sick.
And then I'm doing like a BC. I'm setting up a BC one right now. So I'm just trying to like, you know, fuck it, finalize everything. But it's looking good. You know,
What cities you looking at in BC?
BC right now, there's still quite like it really it depends on the route. I kind of have like a route that like if everything goes as I planned, like this is how it's gonna go, and then I kind of have like a backup, you know, plan just in case I don't, you know what I mean? Because I do it all. I don't have an agent or anything, you know what I mean? It's just me. So I'm you know, I'm talking to everybody. I'm trying to make it all. So I'm trying to think of what we got locked in. Like Duncan. That one's actually gonna be like fucking lit just because it's like such a small area. Like people come out, you know.
Yeah, Rob will be there,
Nanaimo.
I'm sure.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. Yeah, Nanaimo, Victoria, uh, Kamloops. We're trying to get. I don't know if we have Kelowna. If we don't, we should get it by tonight if we're gonna get it.
Yeah.
A van show for sure. Where's the other one that we got? Oh, Mission. I'm in Mission on the 27th, and then what's the other one? Abbotsford on the 19th.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna do hopefully a Port Alberni stop. We're still like fixing that up. We want to do like, you know, hopefully maybe a couple in van, like a Surrey stop. You know what I mean?
You guys aren't thinking about going into like you know, Penticton, maybe lower into like Cranbrook?
I never really thought of that, bro. See, the thing is like, man, I never took any geography. You know what I'm saying? So like,
Right.
I don't really realize how big this place was, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Feel
You
like,
just look at BC on a map and all the
yeah,
cities you can hit. You could do a circle. You could just tour BC
yeah,
all year.
yeah,
Like honestly, you'd have enough
yeah.
venues, right? But
Yeah, that's crazy, and it's
yeah,
true, man. No, there's because it's like that's the thing about Alberta is like the towns were so fucking far apart. You know what I mean? So it was like I remember one day we did, I wanted to say Edmonton, and then Edmonton, and then we had to do Calgary, and then like you know what I mean. This is like the next day, it was just fucked. It was like 10
yeah.
hours of driving. It was like, man, this isn't
It
sustainable.
doesn't
Like,
help. There's no mountains to look at.
yeah, it's just boring. You're just sitting there, you know what I'm saying? Just, I mean, whatever, you know, it is what it is. You can try and sleep and shit,
Yeah,
but
but I mean, when you're in the mountains, man, it just time flies because you got all the twists and
yeah.
turns. You're not going straight roads for so long.
That's true, man. It's the highways like it feels like it lasts forever, man.
Yeah, definitely. So let's talk about your features. You got another feature on your project. I think it's ZZZ.
Yeah, the homie right there, man.
It's your boy,
Yeah,
eh?
yeah, man. He's he used to rap under another name, but I don't know what his, you know, his issues. Like I don't know if I want to, you know, he's got some shit behind that.
Yo,
So I
man,
won't even.
I
You
relate
know
to
who he
that
is?
too. No,
Okay.
I just switched from Dabs Only to Lil Bukkit.
Word.
Dabs Only was my boom bap shit. I used to do like this group Heavy Set from Kamloops.
Word.
The quote, and I just kind of evolved to like a new wave sound,
Mm-hmm.
and I moved down here and I've gone solo. I'm in Surrey now, so
Word.
it's the way I'm moving. And
Yeah, dude, and that's like, you know, man, like you don't have to just have one fucking name, you know what I'm saying?
you know, and I was thinking that like I could do a Dabs Only Low Bucket like song on some Notorious Biggie VIG shit, you know,
Like give me the loot kind of.
yeah, totally give me the loot shit where I
Yeah.
play both characters because they sound different. Like
Yeah,
Dabs Only's
word.
high pitch,
Different vocal tones and shit.
lots of energy, and Lil Bucket's got like a fucking whisper, and he's like, yo, it was Lil Bucket. You know what I mean? Like
Totally.
low
Yeah.
bass, low
Different
tones,
style.
completely different. So it would work, but I'd have to put a lot of thought into that.
Yeah, it'd be like you might even want to do a whole project like that.
Yeah, if I was gonna do something like that for sure.
Just
Yo,
commit.
Sticky Fingers does shit like that. You know that?
Yeah, Sticky does that, dude. Sticky has a like really flexible like vocal tone. People don't really think that because you hear
Oh,
him
he's
yelling so
crazy.
much. He's crazy. He's one of my favorite rappers, Sticky
Fuck
Fingers,
yeah.
man.
Respect to that,
The
bro.
Black Trash fucking album, man. Holy fuck, that's one of my favorite albums. Or even hit like Onyx shit. I really like his solo shit. Like I fuck with Onyx, don't get me
No, I
wrong.
feel you
But
though.
I
Sticky
really
Fingers
like that.
shit out of Onyx, bro.
Yeah, he's for sure, man. Like I hit you with the same amount of shots you got on your throwback.
Oh fuck yeah, bro.
Like just so many, man. He's
Oh,
fire.
he's got classic one-liners.
Yeah, for days.
Now, Sonic Therapy, it's got 8 tracks on it.
Mm,
And I noticed your other one, Indignant, has 10, right?
yeah.
Tell me the process of putting these albums together.
Well, it's kind of gotten a little fucked up. Like with Dirt on My Hands, like that one was kind of ideal because it was like I had finished an album and then I had done that album with just one producer. So it was
Right.
like, it was called I Didn't Think I'd Make It. And I think it's still on Spotify.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. And so that one, when that one was done, I was like, all right, I'm going to start a new one. And that's what happened. Right. And and what happened with that one was I recorded a bunch. I was simultaneously recording a project with Yesh. So Yesh is a cat from Cali. He made all the beats on Sonic Therapy.
Okay.
You've seen the art. He like, well, I guess you can't see it if it's on the like website, but if like he's actually, where's my fucking passing that CD? See that? My girl's just over here chilling.
No, so
So I
good.
don't look like talking to nobody. He's this cat. He's like
Okay.
on the back of the art. So that's like the front. He's
Yeah,
on the
because I've
back.
just seen the
He's from
front. I
like
didn't see that
Cali. Yeah, you do right. Like the fucking the
Spotify
streaming
just shows the
services.
front.
They
Yeah,
don't.
exactly.
Yeah, you don't get that whole. So he makes my beats. Like he's been making me beats for like about 10 years, and I've actually never met him like in real life. You know what I'm saying? We just have like
How'd you guys meet?
FaceTime. Actually, funny story, man. There's a website called. It was the first website I actually ever uploaded my music on. It was called Looperman. I don't even know if it still exists, man. It was like a super small like producers community. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't really like a YouTube. And I was kind of like, see, at this time I was probably in like grade 9. So
Okay.
like I didn't want to just be like, hey everybody, like I rap, you know what I'm saying? Like, I couldn't really like I didn't want to go that public with it. I was still kind of afraid and I was still kind of figuring out how I wanted to sound and you know what I'm saying? So that was kind of my natural first place to upload my music was just somewhere where I could get some like, some feedback, you know what I'm saying? As opposed to like, just like, everyone seeing it at once. Right. And nobody from that website was really like, anyone I knew like in that, my immediate, like, like location.
Group, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So I met him on there and he made beats and shit. And, like, fuck, I probably made we made a couple of probably garbage ass joints, like way back in the day. But then he hit me up like years later on SoundCloud and was like, yo, man, like you're still rapping and shit. I'm still making beats. So I got him on Facebook and, we've been like, it's really dope working with him, man, because like he'll send me like a beat, right? He'll be like, here's the beat. And it would just be like, a loop. It might have a hook in it, you know what I'm saying? But it'll be pretty, you know what I mean? Simple. Like it'd be like a loop with a hook, you know what I'm saying? And then I'll write to that beat like however I want to, you know what I'm saying? Like I'll make the structure, whatever. I don't even like pay attention to what the structure of the beat is because it doesn't matter. It's temporary. Right. So I'll go and I'll, get everything like written how I want it. Then I'll record that shit just on like my laptop, just no like mic, just sounds, just a rough version. I send that over to him. Then he takes the vocals and he like makes an arrangement for it. So he like does, I'm gonna drop the drums here. I'm gonna drop the bass here. I'm, like et cetera,
Makes
right?
it work together.
Exactly. And then he sends me those stems. So then when I send those to my engineer, it's like he doesn't really have to do much to the beat. Anything I ask him to do is just extra. It's already like, tailored to what I said.
Right.
So yeah, I met him on there, kept talking with him, and I was kind of telling him like, I like we're gonna do a project. But I really was like straying away from the idea of putting out his shit's pretty much strictly boom bap. Like it's lo-fi, like alchemisty, you know what I'm saying? Like kind of shit. So it's like I was really trying to be like, man, I don't want to drop a whole project. Like that stuff I want to show people that I can, I'm versatile and I can do this other shit. And it's kind of how like what's inspiring me. It's what I'm really listening to, you know what I mean? So he was like, okay, and he tossed me a few beats for that album that were originally supposed to be on Sonic Therapy. So Sonic Therapy was kind of just like a project I was kind of like sub building the whole time. You know what I'm saying? And then
Totally.
now, like, I'm still using joints that were intended for that album on other albums because I didn't want to put out like a whole boom bap album.
Yeah, I was
You know
gonna
what I
ask
mean?
you, like, why didn't you put out two projects together as one large 18 track mix?
Pretty much just to have more of a timing, basically. Like it took a certain amount of time to get the first one done. You know what I'm saying? And
I
at
see.
that point, yeah, it'd been such a while, a large amount of time since I'd released something that I just felt like I got to get something out.
You feel like it'd been a large amount of time, but I mean,
Yeah.
you drop projects pretty consistently, bro.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. I guess to me it, I feel like, man, I feel like I wasted a lot of time, like in my earlier, youth, just hip hop was mostly about partying, you know what I mean? And I just kind of feel like I want to get back, you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, you were rapping in grade 9, dude. When I was in grade 9, shit, I was hanging around at parties. I wasn't even going to school.
Yeah, yeah, you weren't rapping, that's for sure.
No,
Were you rapping?
no, not yet.
No, not
I
yet.
was playing guitar in high school, man. I was more into like instruments back then. I didn't start
Word.
rapping
That's an incredible skill though, bro. Like,
4 years ago.
word. That's like I can't play any instruments, but it's like when I watch someone do it, it's just like hypnotizing. It's like, damn, bro. Like, yeah,
Well, I
that's
noticed one
that's a
of your
skill.
messages in music is to stay focused, and that's one thing you have to do with instruments, man. You just have to
Yeah.
stay focused. It's consistency, can always practicing and practicing and learning more.
Mm.
I got to a point where I didn't want to keep learning and practicing because I would have had to devote so much time to getting myself to the next level, where I would have had to learn music theory and then get into
Mm.
progressions and understanding how to make tracks or not so much tracks, but just like songs with a
Yeah.
guitar, right? And
Sounds.
it was not something that I really wanted to invest my time in.
Yeah, dude, it's pretty I had a buddy he was like a DJ and he was doing that shit and he like I consider myself like pretty musical, you know what I'm saying? And he was trying to explain it to me and I was like, bruh. You know what I mean? Like I have
Yeah,
no idea what you're talking about, man. Like not the fucking slightest, you know what I mean, inclination.
totally.
Like I had no idea what you're talking about, bro.
Playing guitar
Yeah.
kind of gave me my flow, my delivery. Like,
Your rhythm.
yeah, I've got a really good rhythm, and that's the only reason is because I was a guitarist for
Yeah.
for years, like 10 years, right? I had well over 10,000 hours playing it.
Yeah.
So they say it takes 10,000 hours to master something.
And I believe that, man. Like I say that all the time to like people doing anything, man. Like not even on some like I I just believe that it's like if you want to be fucking great at anything, you better at least do that shit every day, man. Like
Fire.
like you get so many people out here who are like videographer, they photographers, and it's like when's the last time you picked up your camera? Last week? You're not a fucking videographer.
No, you
You
got to
shoot
be doing it for fun on the side.
yeah.
That's the thing is any kind of spare time I get, I just pick up a pen and I start jotting down ideas and
Yeah.
throw it down. That's how I know it's for fun. I like to do it. So why would I not spend my time doing that?
Exactly, man. That's what is much. It's like exactly, bro. And then you're gonna get really good at it when you get those people who are like you ever meet though. There's a lot of people that are just kind of like things. It almost seems like things come easy to them, so they kind of pick up things and then put it down. You know what I'm saying? And then they'll
Totally.
be like kind of good at a bunch of different shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like all or nothing, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Big time. Now, what is your message in music?
I mean, there's a lot of them. You know what I'm saying? I just, it's funny, man. Like, I just write what I've experienced, what I've seen, and how I feel. You
Yeah.
know, obviously not everything is literal. You know what I'm saying? I'm not about to get on a track and like outright lie and like be like, oh, I do this when I've never done that. You know, but there's certain things that are obviously not intended to be taken literal. But I try to keep my shit like, reality based. You know what I'm saying? I do think it's corny when people are out like it's like man. That to me that's like the number one sign of someone when I don't think someone has potential. Like if I think someone has potential, it's not because they're rhyming like on beat or that they're like they have a dope voice or anything. It's like, oh, you are rhyming about what you're actually experiencing.
Yeah.
Like you should
Actually,
keep doing this. You know what I mean?
totally.
Because you'll get better at describing that experience. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Music's
yeah,
different for everybody.
Yeah, man, definitely, man. And it like, I guess like the message, man, I do a lot of the shits, I do like base a lot of it. Like there's kind of that underlying theme of addiction in like a lot of it, you know what I'm saying? That kind of comes through, but it really depends on the song too, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, totally, totally. So would you describe that your relationship with music is something that you look to when you just want to express yourself?
Hmm.
You're
Definitely,
trying to,
bro.
yeah, you're
It's
just
the
trying to,
healthiest coping mechanism I've ever had.
yeah, that's big. That's big, man. That's a big
Yeah.
thing.
And it's crazy, man, because like, yeah, dude, it's like it's fucked, man. Like I'll experience something and like I may not like right away, you know what I'm saying, like get on my fucking, shit and get my pencil out and this just happened. But like that shit always ends up coming out, even if consciously or subconsciously. It's turned into a form of coping, you know what I'm saying?
Totally. So how's your relationship with the hip hop community?
Around here or just
Yeah,
in general? It's pretty good, man. I mean, it's a small community, right? So
that's what I mean, right?
yeah, I think I know it, like most of the cats, but there's always new
Like the
cats, right?
promoters and whatnot, right?
Yeah, man. There's definitely some cats out here throwing events. It's hard out here because it's such a small community. I found it more challenging to get booked here than elsewhere. That's my experience. I'm not saying that's probably because I don't have the connections here, and I've maybe made more connections elsewhere. Like I can go to Alberta, I can right away get 10 venues that'll book me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I lived here my whole life. I don't have 10 venues that'll book me here.
Isn't that a funny, funny
Yeah,
coincidence, right?
but it's just I honestly think, bro, it's like in cities, bars are more likely to like give you, book you or invest in you because people are there anyways. They're already making money. But the bars around here, it's like, dude, they might barely be keeping the doors open anyways. So you come in acting like, yo, you should give me this bread and I'll fill this fucking. And they're just kind of like, nah.
And they've
Yeah,
experienced that.
yeah, they've been through it. Yeah, you
And then
can't
someone
blame
comes
them.
in and shows up with 15 of their friends and like, yo, your venue's packed.
Hmm.
Where's my bread at?
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like,
Oh, people are entitled. That there's not too many people who are as entitled as rappers. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like
totally.
that's fucking that's up there, right? So it's yeah, dude, and it's definitely like I think I have a good network of people around here. My studio's in Nanaimo. I don't work with a lot of the artists from here on a music tip. I have albums with QB and like Morgan Murray. I was in a group with them for a few years. Like I've done music with Idle Hands and Wise Guy. Like I've done music with them. I have a album with them. So it's like I've but lately, man, I just been kind of sticking to what I mean, myself.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's good, man. Building a solo reputation.
Yeah, then
You know,
everybody wants the feature, right? You know
yeah, and people will know Switch, right?
Yeah, exactly, bro.
Yeah, man. So what do you think of the island scene versus the mainland scene? Would you rather stick around in the island more, or are you looking to like expand more towards like even Saskatchewan and Ontario,
Big time, bro.
build
Big
yourself
time.
across Canada?
Yeah, big time, bro. Like
Because some people just like being that local guy,
hmm.
right?
Definitely, man. Definitely no. And there's nothing fucking wrong with that at
Not
all,
at all.
right? Especially if you have a family. Like I have no dependents, right? So like I'm in this. You know what I'm saying? Like some people have a kid. You know what I mean? They can't
That's
be
why I
doing.
that's why I left my group, because my homie had his kid and he was stuck at home with his wife and his job, and we weren't about to blow up and go move across Canada.
Yeah.
It just wasn't going to happen.
No, and that's the thing, man. Other people's priorities become yours, right? Like when you're in a group together.
Definitely.
And so like yeah, man. I'm trying to like expand as much as I possibly can, bro. You know what I'm saying?
That's big.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
So this videographer you said you were working with, do you work with him quite a bit?
Yeah, he does most of them. So I mean, he's done most of them recently. Like I did, yeah, I'd say he's does about 80% of them.
Yeah, you're going to continue to work with that guy, eh?
Yeah, he's good, man. He's really, really, really skilled, man. Like
What have you learned from working with him?
I've learned I've learned the thing. The first, so when we first, what the plan was for me, man, is like, okay, I had a homie who used to do my videos back in the day when I first started into the video shit,
Yeah.
and he stopped eventually. He had more other things shit going on in his life, so he stopped doing the videos, and then you know, my whole plan was like, fuck it, man. I'm gonna figure out, like, my girl's hella smart, and she's like really good, you know, with technology. She basically shot my videos for a bit. We invested, we bought a camera and shit. We bought like a GH4, we still have it, and like a whole bunch of lenses. Like we bought a big kit, right? And
Yeah.
we're like, all right, like, let's get it. Like, here we go. You know what I'm saying? So that was like the first. But then what happened was when we got the camera, man, we bought it online, right? And when we got it, it was defective. So we couldn't use it. So we just dropped like $1,800 on this big fucking camera, and we get it and it's completely unusable, man. And it's like $700 to repair the thing. So
Holy fuck.
we ended up like getting that covered through the guy who sold it to us. But we had to wait about 6 to 8 months, I think it was, to get the part for a camera. So we were cameraless again, you know what I'm saying? So I started working with this guy because I needed videos. I couldn't just wait 6 to 8 months for my camera to get fucking repaired, you know what I'm saying?
Did
So
you
I
go right
started
to Yamza?
No, Yamza's in Alberta. I started working with a guy named Luke Connor, who's like a Victoria cat.
Yeah.
And man, he was the first dude I've worked with who like does other film like besides hip hop videos. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, totally.
And like, you know, we haven't done a video for a minute, but like I learned a lot from that dude. Like he does like Mad Child's videos, he does Evil's videos, like not all of them, but a lot of them, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like he does like Swollen Members videos,
He's
and
got
like
some credentials.
yeah, he's good. He's really good, but not until like this all came after you know what I mean? I started working with him. Like I didn't, you know, I just his videography that got me. I was like, this guy's really good. You know what I mean? I didn't really know, but I didn't even watch his hip hop videos. Like that wasn't why I hit him up. I was watching like his other videos, like time lapses and just like covering live events. And I was like, dude, this guy's a talented videographer. So I learned from him. Like
Your mouth was covering the mic for a sec.
oh, my bad, bro.
No worries.
I just learned.
I mean, your mouth, your hand.
Mouth cover. Yeah. I just learned, man, that like it's much more like there's so much more to think about than just like, you know, rapping in front of the camera or like what the location is. Like him and I really got deep into like plots, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
Well,
then
man, there's so much acting in music videos that people don't think about.
Exactly, bro.
And, you know, like coming from a background of theater, you know, you really bring that into your music, and you can really see when people have that background.
Yeah, right away. You can tell people are nervous, or it's like a different posture people get when they're on camera. It's like you can just be, you know, super chill as soon as the camera's on. It's like you're stiff and you're just feeling uncomfortable, you know what I mean? And I remember I did a video fucking way back. It probably, dude, probably 7 years ago now, with a group I was in called Goon Squad, which was the name of the group, and Confidential. I don't know if you've ever heard of Confidential. He's an island cat.
Of course.
Yeah, so we're doing the video, and my homie filmed it, and I do my verse, and like, you know, I was you know, pretty okay with it. And then I got the video back, man, and the whole fucking verse, bro, I'm not even looking at the camera. Like I'm just like making no eye contact. Like I'm just like, and I'm just like, what am I doing here, bro? Like, and after that, bro, I was like, okay, this isn't just like, I need to pay attention.
It's a lesson.
I mean, yeah, exactly. And so then what happened after that was I was almost paranoid. So I just stare at the motherfucker. I'd be like, never take my eyes off that thing. And then I'm like, all right, that's a little weird, man.
That's a bit creepy.
Yeah, a bit too intense. Yeah. So like, but you know what I mean? Like you gotta fuck up. Like I've shot
what works for you.
Yeah. Like, you know, I've been in so many music videos now, you know, I'm always on camera, man. Like it doesn't make me uncomfortable at all. You know what I'm saying? Totally. There are certain situations though, like I've had to do some acting where it's like, they put you on the spot and you're kind of like, yo, I'm a rapper, man. Like I'll give you, you know what I mean? Like,
I'll give you as much as I can, but
yeah, this isn't really my steez, you know what I'm saying? But fuck it, just like, as long as you can, like, dude, you're not gonna have to memorize lines. As long as you can do like facial expressions, and you know what I mean, you're like a character, which most artists are. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
you can pull it off. You know?
No, definitely, and it's good to bring yourself out of your comfort zone as an artist.
Yeah, big time, bro.
You learn a lot about yourself, and like I said, you know, those lessons is what you learn about yourself, because you wouldn't have known. Excuse me, you wouldn't have known about how you don't look at the camera or how you stare into the camera, you know what I mean, if you didn't take the process of going through those music videos.
Exactly, bro. No, videos are so good for that, because it's like when you make that mistake and it costs you, it's like, okay, shit, I'm not finna make that mistake again. You just got to be prepared, man.
Like you got quite a few subscribers on your YouTube channel.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
when you dropped this Stay Focused track, it got about 10,000 views already in like what, 2 weeks?
Yeah,
Three
I
weeks?
think 3 weeks. Yeah.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, man, it's moving. It's fucking moving.
Like that's fire, bro. Congrats.
Yeah, thanks, man. It's moving. It's fucking finally moving, man. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
bro.
saying?
And I mean, I gotta admit, this was some good acting in that video, bro.
Word, word. Which one? The fucking Stay
Stay
Focused one?
focused, yeah. When you're all fucking going crazy, can you see?
Yeah, yeah, word, word. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The
Yeah,
eyes and shit. Yeah.
yeah. The eyes are fucking nuts, man.
Yeah, word. Thanks,
Yeah,
bro.
that's
I can
dope.
pull that paranoid shit. I got the face for it. You know what I'm saying? Just
Yeah,
the shape of
totally.
my face.
Well, like you were saying with the you like the addiction stuff, right? How it
Yeah.
comes out in your music, like in your acting, you can pull that out too, right?
Yeah, yeah, I look like a tweaker, man. Like I remember like when I got out of treatment, man, like I put out a fucking video like a
Yeah,
few days after, and one of the first comments on it was, "This guy looks like he still smokes crack every day," or something like that. And I was like, "Whatever, man. If that's what it is, that's what it is." You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like I'm not gonna lie with you. I'm not gonna argue with you. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? If that's how I look to you, bro, whatever. You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
allowed to look like that. At least I'm clean right now.
Yeah, exactly, bro. It ain't the case. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
exactly.
It ain't the
That's right.
case.
Facts. Facts.
Yeah, word. No, but yeah, dude, like it definitely, I definitely like to have that. Like I've done some of the earlier videos. We would even use like kind of drug imagery a lot. You know what I mean? Like, but then I just kind of, yeah, I want to kind of get away from doing that too much. You know what I'm saying?
No, totally. It's not something you really want to glorify in your music, because you
No.
come from a real message standpoint. So if
Yeah.
you were to talk like that, people are going to take you seriously, right?
Yeah, I know, and that's the thing is like, man, you can like, I hate that's the number one thing I hate about hip hop, man, and I love hip hop, but yo, if you're gonna rap about doing drugs, which I'm not against, man. If you're doing drugs, obviously art reflects life. You know what I mean? Obviously that shit's gonna come out, right? But talk about both sides, man. You know what I'm saying? Like even if it's like, hey, dude, even if you're still in that phase of thinking where you're like, I love using these drugs and it's so fun, and that's still your thought process. At least talk about how your stomach hurts the next day. You know what I'm saying? Or you can't
Facts.
take a shit. Like, dude,
Can't
when
get to sleep.
yeah, exactly. Your heart's beating. You can see that shit.
You
You
just end
know?
up waking back up.
Yeah. It's like
And then,
people. You
and then you
never
go to,
hear that, man. You never hear
yeah,
people be like, and with me, man. Like even when I was like, I remember I was still drinking lean, and I was rapping about like drinking lean and having stomach ulcers and shit. Like it
yeah,
wasn't like, it wasn't like, yo, I'd be sipping this muddy drink.
glorifying it.
Yeah, I was like, my stomach hurts, motherfucker. Like, this shit's real. Like,
Yeah,
because
this is
this
what
shit is,
happened.
especially if you abuse that shit. Like some
Totally.
rappers, it's like, all right. Clearly, you're just like, you sip, if the homies, pass you a cup. But me, I was every day, man. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, that's how I am, man. So I don't glorify that shit because my experience with drugs has not been glorious. You know what I'm saying?
No, definitely not something to glorify, man.
No.
Addiction is real. Yeah,
Yeah.
I grew up in the NA rooms, like
Word, word.
how parents are always bringing their kids there.
You were one of those
I
kids,
was
too.
one of those kids. Yeah.
Fucking A, bro. I see those kids all the time. I fucking.
The only issue with it is, you're around that life. You understand it so much. You think you can control it. You think
Yeah.
you go out into the real world and you're like, hey, drugs ain't shit. I know how to
Yeah.
stop them. I
Yeah. Yeah. I just go to the meeting.
a million meetings.
Yeah.
I know how to stop doing drugs. I've seen a
Yeah.
million people stop doing them.
I'm an expert.
Yeah. And then you go out and it's like, oh, I'm not an expert at all.
Yeah, I can't stop.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man, those are really like those groups are dope though, man. I always love when people like have their kids at those meetings because it's like, damn, man, that must be super super motivating to have your kid right fucking there.
And there's a lot of artists that get addicted to drugs, and that's how they clean up. They end up going to meetings, they go to the
Yeah.
fellowship, and they get into, you know, some people start rapping about it and bring it into their music.
Yeah, dude. And the thing is, man, is like, man, for me, like I went to meetings like way before I got clean, because
Right.
but
That's
it
the process.
definitely, yeah, you can't, it definitely will keep your ass cleaner than if you didn't go to meetings. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it wipes it. They're fucking, because the thing is in my mind, right? Like using drugs is is not, you know, I have tons of experience that tells me that it's not good and it's going to end with suffering. But what my brain does is it gradually convinces me the opposite, that it's going to be fucking awesome. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
All day, it just works on me. And it's subtle, you know what I'm saying? But when you go to those meetings, you're like, oh, wait, no, this shit's fucked. Like you see somebody who's fresh and they're still like, they're sick or something. And you're
And
like,
they give you a story and you're like, oh yeah, that was me.
yeah. And you're like,
Relate.
damn. Okay. Yeah. And that it's just a reminder, right? Like
Yeah, definitely.
keeps it fresh, right?
Yeah. Yeah, man. You know what? This has been a pretty good interview. I think
Word.
we'll step out here. You want to
Perfect.
give everybody a quick link to your music?
Yeah, man, you
Know
can
where to
find my
find
shit
you?
Spotify, anywhere music streamed, man. Spotify, Apple Music, Google Play. Switch Indignant, Switch Dirt on My Hands, Switch Sonic Therapy. Big shouts to BC Underground Hip Hop, man. Big shouts. I appreciate this, man. Shouts
Fuck
to the
yeah,
homie Lil Bukkit, you know what I'm saying?
I
Thanks,
appreciate you.
homie. I appreciate you, man.
That's good. It's love all around, brother.
Word up, bro.
Yo, and I just want to point out, when I was checking out your music on Spotify, there's a few switches.
Yeah, fuck,
If
there
you
is.
look for the images, you'll notice the same image on all of your stuff.
Yeah, the
So just find
cartoon.
a switch that has the same images. Like look up Sonic Therapy.
Yeah.
You'll find the that album you were showing me, the
Yep, this one.
graphics that you have for it,
Just
the
trying.
artwork. Yeah, all that stuff's all around on your social media, so they'll be able to
Yeah,
find
I'm
it.
on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, you know what I mean? All that.
Yeah. All right, man. Thanks for having. Thanks
Yeah,
for coming
man.
up. It's good having you.
Peace out, bro. Yeah, it was good to be here, man. Have a good one.
Peace, bro.